What is up, guys? My name is Asteroid and welcome back to the next episode of our Pokemon competitive guide. So guys, I'm super excited because we're going to be covering the other dragon type from Gen 5. We already covered Hydreigon. If you guys missed it, I'll link it up there and of course down below in the description. But we did already cover Hydreigon. Now today, David has finally completed the duo and he has suggested Haxorus. So if you guys want your favorite Pokemon to be covered in this series, simply leave a comment down there and I will definitely get on that. So Haxorus is a very powerful Pokemon, a super high attack stat at base 147, not the greatest bulk, and a pretty okay HP stat, but he's clearly meant to be an offensive Pokemon. He does have a pretty mediocre speed stat as well, so we'll definitely get into that in more detail in a sec. Now, towards the end of the video, I have a very special set for you guys that involves Haxorus, and really the whole kind of base for this set is just its name, and I'm sure you guys can figure that out. But anyways, let's move on to the first set here. We have a Choice Scarf Haxorus. As I said, the speed stat is mediocre, and a Choice Scarf will definitely boost that into the range to where you want it. You'll be able to outspeed a lot of things, and with your super high attack stat, you can go with the Adamant Nature. Just go for 252 there, hit like a truck, outspeed, and it can be a very good physical sweeper. So, for the moves, since we're doing the Choice Scarf here, we're going to go with all offensive moves. We have a Dragon Claw, which is super powerful as your stab. We have Earthquake. Now, the reason why I recommend Earthquake, besides the fact that it is a fantastic move, and besides the fact that it is one of the best moves in the game, I like Earthquake on this set just because of Mold Breaker. Now, Mold Breaker is the ability you kind of want to go for here. Now, you could run Rivalry or Unnerve, but I personally would not recommend especially Rivalry, because, you know, it is a bit of a 50-50 chance, and it could end up paying off, but it could not be. So, if you want to take that risk, then I guess you could, but it really is not recommended. Now, when it comes to a Nerve, you could run that. I mean, berries could be very useful. Like, Citrus Berry is a big thing, so if you wanted to counter that, then you could. But, in my personal opinion, Mold Breaker is hands down the best, just because of the fact of Levitate. And Earthquake and Mold Breaker work well together because it can break through Levitate users. You can Earthquake Gengars, you can Earthquake Rotom Washes, so it is very useful. And Earthquake does give you that coverage for the Levitate users. Mold Breaker can be used for other situations, and we're going to be covering that in a sec. You guys can stay tuned for that one. But for the rest of the moveset, we have Poison Jab, mostly for fairy types, and it does give you that extra coverage against the grass types, which is fantastic. Then we have Rock Slide just for more coverage, of course. The flinches are nice, especially when you have the Scarf. You're going to be able to outspeed a lot of things and possibly get that flinch. So when it comes to more physical moves you could run, I have a whole nother set here. We have Facade. I think Facade is a very underrated move, but you could run it if you are scared of the burn. If you do get burned, then it's just going to double in power and hit like a truck. So if you would like that, then Facade could be not a bad choice there. Outrage you could swap out for the Dragon Claw. You're going to be choiced anyway, so you might as well. You can go with that extra damage, and if you're not afraid of the confusion, then Outrage could be a fantastic move instead of the Dragon Claw here. Now, over here we have Superpower. If you wanted some fighting type coverage, then that's definitely a great thing. Then we have Aqua Tail. If you're lacking water type coverage, then there you go. It does have base 90 power, so it could definitely be useful there. You can swap in those moves for whatever coverage you need. The only two moves that I highly recommend is Earthquake and Dragon Claw. But if you wanted to run, you know, Aqua Tail instead of Poison Jab, or if you'd rather run Facade instead of Rock Slide, it is 100% all your choice. So that being said, let's move on to the next set. Wait 1 second, hold the phone, turn down, because there's one thing I forgot to mention on this set. I was gonna say that you could run Choice Band instead of Scarf. If you'd rather have more offenses, you can run Choice Band, but I'd recommend you swap out the Nature, possibly go for the Jolly Nature instead. You're not going to be as speedy, but you're going to hit a lot harder. So anyways, that's all I had to say. Now, this Haxorus is more of a setup Haxorus. Haxorus does get Dragon Dance. You're going to be putting your speed stat in a very sustainable tier, while also raising your attack stat, making you hit like a truck. So that being said, guys, for this set, I specifically recommend Mold Breaker. I would say for a majority of these sets, I'd recommend going Mold Breaker no matter what, because this set really makes use of Mold Breaker by not only having Earthquake, but also having Dragon Dance. If you guys are wondering how Mold Breaker and Dragon Dance go well together, basically, when you see Pokemon like Clefable and Quagsire with the ability Unaware, Mold Breaker actually stops that. So if you're +6 with your Dragon Dances, and if you have Mold Breaker, then the Unaware is not going to have any effect, and you're going to get that +6 boost. If you did not have Mold Breaker, then they're just going to be ignoring all your stat raises, and it can be very bad. So Mold Breaker is very good for countering Levitate users, and also Unaware users in this situation. So that being said, for the moves, we have Dragon Claw and Earthquake. You could swap out Dragon Claw for Outrage if you really wanted to. You could also swap out Egg Scissor for another coverage move. As I said, we have Facade, Superpower, Aqua Tail, all these fantastic moves, Poison Jab, so it's all your choice there. The moveset is entirely customizable, so for the item, we have Life Orb, and Life Orb is not a bad item, going to be boosting the damage of your moves, but if you're okay with not having that extra damage, you could run Focus Sash. And Focus Sash will guarantee that Dragon Dance setup, so if you'd rather have that, then you may go for it. You do have some, somewhat of a natural bulk to you, but it's not that great, so I mean, Focus Sash would not be a bad choice. Now, obviously for the EV spread, max attack, max speed, and 400 HP. If you really wanted to, you could go for the Jolly Nature here, if you are concerned about that speed stat, but in my personal opinion, just go for the Adamant Nature and try and hit like a truck. So, anyways, that being said, let's move on to the final set, and this set is a big representation of Haxorus' name. So, I decided to have some fun with this set. We have a Haxy Haxorus. So, starting off with the moves, we have Attract. That is right, guys, we have a very handsome Haxorus with his Attract there. Very powerful, going to be infatuating your opponent, making sure they never attack. We have Double Team. That is right, guys, Double Team. We're going to make sure that they never land their moves. We have Swagger, of course, for the confusion hacks there. Very powerful. I'm sure the Heated Mo would appreciate that. Then we have Toxic over here for the final Toxic stalling. If you really wanted to, you could smack Protect on this set somewhere. Stall the Toxic, stall out the Swagger, get some more damage off there. It is all your choice. Now, for the EV spread, you want to go max HP, max speed, and 4 in defense. Try to make the most out of your bulk, while also outspeeding as much as you can. You want to get those speedy attracts off, and those speedy double teams off. Very powerful. Now, for the ability, we have Mold Breaker. And there is a very good reason why we're running Mold Breaker here instead of something else. The main reason why we're running Mold Breaker over any other set is not because of Levitate, obviously. It is because of Magic Bounce. So, Attracts are going to be going through that Magic Bounce. Mega Sableye is not going to stand a chance, sadly. Swaggers are going to break through Magic Bounce, and Toxics are going to break through Magic Bounce. So, Mold Breaker is definitely the ability you want to go for. Make sure you're not being walled out by Magic Bounce Pokemon. And then over here, we have the Bright Powder, just for that extra little spice, the extra little seasoning that you throw on top of your cake. I don't know why you'd be throwing seasoning on a cake, but anyways, yeah, Bright Powder going to be making sure that you never get hit. Is going to be incredible. So that paired with Double Team and Attract and Swagger. So that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's episode of Competitive Guide, make sure you smash that like button down below and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.